So today I'm going to be talking about different types of bows, performance. There's a lot of confusion out there about what bows, how fast they shoot, what can be used for what, and all that sort of stuff. So what I've got is I have a chronograph, which measures feet per second as I shoot through it into the target block. Accuracy doesn't really matter. You just need to shoot. It reads from point A to point B and calculates feet per second. I'm going to be shooting 2 of each type of arrow, and I'll be calling out the numbers. They're both the same shaft. They're aluminum shafts for consistency, 21/17s, but I have 4 and 5-inch vanes. So 2, 4, 2, 5. And I'll be using straight hickory youth bow as my weakest subject bow. My own hunting yew bow, and it is a rawhide back yew-wood self bow with some asymmetrical recurves on them and some extra mass at the tips, which does slow it down a few feet per second. But I would rather have nice decorations and look pretty for my own personal bow than a couple extra feet per second. As long as it has enough force to drive that arrow into the target, I'm a happy camper. Custom wood on wood with glass back, factory longbow, reflex deflex design, recurve bow, standard. It's a Raga Matrix 40-pound recurve bow, and then a Browning Tornado compound bow. And what I'm going to do is fire 4 shots with each bow, starting with the youth bow. Alright, here we go again. Arrow 1. 86. And again, I have a fairly short draw. I only draw 27 inches. Sometimes I think it's 26 and a half. My form needs a little work, but especially right-handed. 93. 94. 94. That was a duplicate shot. So that's a self hickory bow. It is a youth hickory bow, straight. She comes out at about 64 inches. This was not made by me. This is a Rudder Bows hickory bow. I think for a youth bow, 94 feet per second, that performs pretty good. With some of the other tests that I have charts for, that I've documented, this bow averaged out at about 101. But again, at my draw length, subtract an inch, inch and a half, you're going to lose a little bit of speed per second. So I'm going to go ahead and unstring this now that I'm done with it. I'll set it over here, collect my arrows, and get the next bow. Performance goes, that Rudder Bows youth bow performs as well as a lot of adult target bows. So I'm very happy with that. The next bow up will be my hunting bow. Double recurve, asymmetrical. Some of the recurve pulled out here, kept most of it here. Rawhide backed, Celtic motif, hemp wraps, leather guard, purple heart and black walnut as the wood overlays. Not that it's important, but since it's my bow, I like to brag about it. Alright. Clear the string. Next shot. On the line. You can see the power coming off of there. That came out at 115. Now that's a little light. This bow tested at 140 in 28-inch draw tests. So 120. Now for the shorter vanes, in theory they should fly a little bit faster. Whether they do or not, who knows? We'll find out now. That one was 116. Again, the fanciness, the extra weight added to everything, extra thick string, that does slow a little bit, a few feet per second. I may be losing 10 feet per second on that, and I may be losing 10 to 15 because of my short draw. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. 124. So, don't see a real difference in the speed on this bow. So, we'll see on the next one. That's how far, this is how far in these arrows are going with that greater bow. Even though there's not a huge difference in the speed, the pull behind the draw weight and the forward kinetic energy is causing significantly more penetration. Now, put a broadhead on there, there's no way that a deer's stopping that. Again, I draw less on all of these. My documented tests that I recorded with a specific arrow and a specific mark draw length, the speeds came out much faster, but I have a shorter draw length by a bit, and I think it's because of my anchor point. I anchored at my cheekbone, and at the most I draw my finger back to my cheekbone on an overdraw. I don't go back to the ear, I don't go to the corner of the mouth, so that actually cost me some draw length. Plus, I'm only 5'10", so. Next bow up will be the longbow. It's right-handed, so I have to switch my bracer over again. Now this is actually a very nice custom bow, and it is, oh, I should say that my bow is about a 60 pound at 28 AMO, so I'm probably shooting it at about a 50 pound draw. The youth bow is about a 30 pound draw. This bow here is a 55 AMO, so, but being not a soft bow, not a classic you wood rawhide backed bow with the glass on back and the two types of wood laminated together, oh, sorry, three types, it's a tri-lam. This bow should shoot very, very well. Try that again. .103. This bow should be shooting faster than that. I believe my form, right-handed shooting, and my draw right-handed is causing it to shoot in much lighter than it should be. This bow, in my tests, outperformed my bow, and I'm not getting that right now. It's probably due to me being right-handed, my form sucking. Because in a controlled environment, it outperformed it by roughly 20 feet per second. So. .108. I'm going to try one shot overextending my draw, and hopefully I'm able to do so. Again, being a left-handed shooter, right-handed with a heavy bow, it's really hard to get good form. That's better. 123. So form is causing suffering on this, but you can see again more than enough power even at that to take out a deer. I'm going to unstring it. Arrow penetration roughly the same, but again that's probably because of form. I probably would have, instead of sinking it to here, if I was a right-handed shooter and had proper form right-handed, probably be in there. So, you know, that's a good foot. This is left-handed Reagan Matrix 40-pound recurve bow. Pretty standard, a little heavier than target weight. In Canada, 40 pounds is the minimum for hunting, so this could technically be used for hunting, although not by me because my draw is a little shorter. So anyone with longer arms that could draw it to its full 28 inches could hunt legally with this bow in Canada. Although not recommended. 50 pounds minimum. 50 pounds minimum is better because then any lack in form, you're still getting adequate power. So first shot. 126. Now, much easier to pull back. The all fiberglass construction with the maple core and the reflex. It's a much easier draw, smoother release, probably more accurate. I think that depends a lot on the archer though and what he's used to doing. But I'm getting some really good speeds because of the modern design. Duplicate, so 126. Shorter vanes, let's see if they give us any more speed. .125. So I'm not really seeing much of a difference in speed. Maybe a foot per second or two at the most. 127. So this bow is shooting a little better than the other bows for speed, and it's significantly lighter weight. 15 pounds from the long bow, and it is 20 pounds from the self bow. So again, I'm going to unstring this bow, take the stress off of it. With traditional style bows, and especially primitive bows, it's important when not in use to take the pressure off. The glass bows, not nearly as important. They can be strung for longer periods, but any wood-based product or self bow, which is pure wood-based product, take the stress off, let the bow settle out again. It's really hard on them to leave them strung for any amount of time, and if you leave them strung for hours or days or weeks, you're going to take pretty much all the power out of the bow, and it's not going to be a happy day.